Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today is another interesting one. We're racing around the man himself's home race, the Austrian Grand Prix. Of course I'm talking about the well-known Max Verstappen. This is what I consider his race. Um, yeah, today is a very interesting one, as you'll see a lot of, I guess, carnage and a lot of really close-knit racing in the beginning. Towards the end, uh, really pushing for podiums in this race. Anyway, I don't have the recording for the qualifying lap in this one. I will have it for the next video, hopefully. And anyway, we qualified P9 in the qualifying. Got P9 behind Ocon and in front of Duhan. Up there in 7th, we have our rival Piastri. I will say honestly, this season has been going pretty back and forth between the McLaren duo there, Piastri and Norris. My other rival, the rival, Lewis, it has been steady. I guess he's doing good too in this race. And we're just rounding out the end of this formation lap here. Trying to get a parking because I think it was a couple races ago I got reset, or yeah, a couple races I did. Not for the career mode, just regular races that I did to practice. I ended up in the formation lap going over, and I got reset on the track. But there you go, right there, perfect parking. As you can see the engineer, and we are going to start this race as everybody comes and on the grid forming. So Hamilton up there in 4th, Russell 6th, Antonelli in front of Russell. So it's a really close battle here between the big teams here. Coming to the first corner, I try not to go into the back of Russell. I get onto the brakes pretty good, pretty perfectly actually. I got 2 overtakes in the first corner. Well, was 2 overtakes until Russell over here decided to overtake. And as you can see right here, I believe Antonelli locks up his brakes. I go into the back of Russell. I spin a little bit. Piastri now gains a position, and there's a caution on sector 2 or turn 2 of this 36 lap race. You're here just trying to catch up with the front of the pack. There's a lot of people up here right in front. The leader, Norris, I believe, yeah, Norris, he is pulling away slowly, ever so slightly. Up there in front, as you can see him turning in the left. Leading the pack, I believe, is, I guess, front pack, I guess. Not only Lando, but also Max Verstappen. The man, the myth, the legend, my favorite driver. As you can see, as I have a moment right here on the last turn of lap 1. I didn't have a really good start, especially on these tires, but eventually I ended up gaining a lot of time as I started learning the track a lot more, where my brake points were. And I caught up to Piastri, and just that first turn right there, I guess the AI slows down a lot. Ocon on the inside of this turn. I tried going to the outside, squeezing out to the outside, and I get the 2 overtakes done. Russell having a little bit of a moment with his grip on the tires. We all started on hards, I believe, then switching to a softer compound towards the end of the race. I think it was a two-stop race, I believe. We go from hards to soft. So you can see I just bumped Gasly, and Gasly coming in a little bit. I found that very offensive from Gasly, especially as he's in the Alpine car. Honestly, I love the Alpine car colors, just to mention. Those colors are really nice. It looks like a bubblegum kind of car. The track limits in this race were very strict, and I don't know if I got any penalties in the race, but as I was practicing on this track, the track limits, I think it was right here, yeah, track limit warning right there. It was just very strict. The FIA was very strict. The stewards up top, very strict about those. As you can see, Hamilton up there and Gasly on the inside. I tried to squeeze him as much as I could into the inside. Now, trailing behind Hamilton, my teammate, the two Ferraris up front. I'm trying to get past him here in this absolute brick of a car. Fast forward, I think the next lap in the second corner, you can see I send it up the outside. Antonelli tries covering it, and I go really wide. And I eventually get the two overtakes as I have just a slight tad bit more power, carrying a little more speed out of that corner. So now I am in third behind Verstappen and Norris. Norris is 7 seconds ahead, leading the race with the fastest lap time. And Verstappen is 5 seconds ahead of me. Excuse me. You can see them there on the map, a little orange and navy blue dot right there. I was worried for a couple times because these obviously we're on the hard tire, therefore grip is a lack of it. Should I say a lack of grip? But coming into this, especially that corner, if you got on the throttle a little too quickly, there was a high chance of you spinning out. Especially if you go, if you try to use as much as of the track limit as possible. There's a lot that can go wrong in that corner. But fast forward, I believe a couple laps later, I am catching up to Max Verstappen. But fast forward a couple laps later. On lap 12 here, coming into the second turn, going into the second sector, as you can see I've caught up to Verstappen. He's about 2 seconds ahead of me. And I had a couple moments to be in the laps prior, which kind of hurt my time. But as you can see, Norris is also slowing down. I'm assuming all of our tires are really worn. And just depending on what strategy we use, I know some people are going onto the mediums, some people are staying and pitting onto the hards again and then going to softs after. As I said, there's two stops in this race, so there's a lot of strategies that can be used in this race. I believe myself, I'm going onto the hard tire, I believe, but I'm just trying to put my head down, catch up to the car in front of me right now. Verstappen still 2 seconds ahead of me. I haven't made any improvement in the last lap. Although my engineer says I'm catching the car, which I believe I have already. Like in this corner, especially in that first corner, if you can just carry the speed, I believe it's in third gear. If you can turn in at just about, you brake at the 100 board, and you brake all the way down to third gear. Not like that, but you brake all the way down to third gear. And you turn in pretty quickly and try to grab as much as the apex as possible without hitting the little curb. You can carry a lot of speed through that first corner. I don't recommend locking up on that corner or on the second corner as well as I did just right now, because it hurts your time. As you can see, I was about 1.7 seconds behind Verstappen, and now I'm almost 3 seconds behind because of 2 mistakes. As you can see there, I slowed down because I hit the curb a little too much, and I did spin out on that curb earlier in the race. And as you can see here, Verstappen goes into the pits. He's switching his tires. I think he had enough of the lack of grip in his tires. That is going to, I think he had a pretty sizable gap to the cars behind. And as you can see, they're pitting as well. So you see there, Max pits to mediums, and my teammate Lewis pits to hards again. So you can see there's just a wide range of strategies in this race that can be used, depending on the durability of your tires, and also how much they wear. Because especially in this race, there's a lot of right-hand turns. Therefore, the not only the back or the rear tires, but the front left tire really wears in this race. So you're gonna see a lot of or lack of grip in that tire. Anyways, still catching up to Norris. I do not know what he put in his car, but apparently these McLarens and Verstappen, I don't know if they're just better drivers, thinking better lines, but it just seems like their cars are faster in these races. But I'm slowly catching up, as you can see. I think that is about 3-second gap ahead still, and I was hoping right here, as you can see, third gear, take the corner, and then just hammer it out, and you can gain some time in that corner. Obviously, I need to save on some battery here too for the straights. And there's a lot of straights, so the battery usage was also a really big factor in this car. As you can see, it says right there the objective to charge the ERS a little bit. So I think on lap, what was it? Just about lap 20, I believe. Yeah, 20. That it was gonna start. We were gonna start feeling it a lot. Me and Norris. As you can see, he's losing a lot of time because we're both on the old hards. About 19 laps in. That's a lot of tire wear. But Verstappen, as you'll see, he'll start slowly catch up, and eventually he actually catches up a lot to where it is us three, the big three, in the front of the pack on podium. But I think about lap 20 to 23 was the pit window for us. I think I go in behind Norris, so whenever lap he comes in, and I think it is gonna next lap coming. Oh, we'll see right now when we cross the start line here. Yes, right there, as you can see, pit window, lap 20 to 21, and we're gonna be on the medium. So we took well, we took an alternate strategy, or the original alternate strategy. As you can see, Verstappen took the, I guess, little altered strategy, as he went to the pits way earlier. I think he's hoping to get the undercut on us, and he might as well have, but the only thing is that we will be on fresh mediums, and he will be on old mediums that are a couple laps old. So he's going to see a nice wear in his durability and in his grip, and we will be fresh on the mediums of this race.
Pit now, pit now.
Coming into the pits here, you see the Ferrari boys right here doing an excellent job on switching those tires, and there you go. We're down now. Stop time could have been better. I will say the stop time could have been way better. But we still got out. You can see Verstappen did get a nice undercut on us. He's got about I think it's going to grow to about a 15-second lead on us. You see right here, I did not brake, and so I ended up smashing into the wall like a dummy. But anyways, that damaged my front left wing a little bit. But now that we are on the mediums, we are going to try and catch up to get that pole position. You can see me right here switching the differential and the front brake bias, and now it was just all about putting my head down and finishing this race out. Hopefully, I did think it was gonna be a two-stop race. I was thinking about it to finish a lap maybe on softs or another set of mediums, but then I thought to myself, I've only got my hards lasted 19 laps. But I was still losing time in those 19 laps. So I decided that I was just gonna stick it out on these mediums and finish the race on these mediums instead of going in for a second pit. And coming to, I guess, the middle of lap 24, you'll start to see the Verstappen's time. You'll start to see it come down significantly. I can only assume during the race that it was his tire wear. And at the end of this lap, I believe, he comes into the pits to replace those medium tires with probably another set of mediums. But me and Norris, since he did get the undercut, are gonna secure the go back to, or yeah, secure and go back to first and second. And I was, yeah, because as you can see, Norris is kind of pulling in this sector. But I was on the attack here, going as fast as I can with a good pace to catch up with Norris. You see right there, Verstappen in the pits. He has a good, solid gap, so he'll end up in third place still. I'm assuming, unless he crashes out. Right there, you'll see Hamilton goes into the pits again. I do not know why he went into the pits. I would have stuck it out because there's a couple laps left. About 10 laps left in the race. Slowly creeping up to Norris up front. You'll see him right there, just a sneak peek of him right there on the turn as he disappears up front. You can see him right there. And it wasn't until lap 28 when we caught up with back markers, both me and Norris, that he gets held up by the back markers, and I'm able to catch up as I have some some clear air here. So I started pulling on him a little bit. As you can see, the gap up top, 1.3 seconds ahead, and he was stuck behind Lawson and Behrman. He was trapped in between, but now I'm gonna go past Behrman right there. And he is now in between Lawson and that in front. Lawson. Oh no, he is in front of Lawson now. Yeah, Lawson, and I don't know who the other driver is. They're Williams' driver. Maybe Albon. But he was getting held up by them, so that allowed me to catch up a lot as the gap a couple laps before was, well, it extended to around 7 seconds. And then I brought it back down to about 3 seconds, and since he was held up behind those drivers, it brought it down to about 1.5 second gap to the lead position. And right here, as you can see, the overtake the back marker, they're just way in front, so I don't know what the stewards were saying here. Sonoda, there you go, Sonoda and Lawson. I didn't see the dark blue, but yeah, apparently it's Sonoda. So there you go, I overtake Lawson, the back marker, and then I'm about to overtake Sonoda as I am catching up ever so slightly to Norris up in front. Still on lap 29, so we have about 7 laps remaining. Gonna be 6 laps, but about 7.25 laps remains in this race. I was really pushing for a podium here. It would have been really nice to get a podium in this race. And as you'll see what happens in the end race. So still behind about 1.5 seconds. I'm really trying to push with his battery, and I knew I was gonna have to save some battery so for the other straights in this track. It's just really about that straight line speed in this one. Of course, there's a couple turns, especially in that second sector. There's a couple turns, but there's mainly just a lot of straights in this race. The gap grows, or the gap decreases about 0.5 of a second. So now I am in the toe, and I have DRS activated now as I am behind Norris. Skipping just a little bit to the end of lap 30 onto the beginning of lap 31, as you see 0.5 behind Norris now. As he brakes really early to me, I get that big line. As you can see, he has a massive moment right there on the exit, compromising his exit speed, and I have the DRS and the battery, but I just make use of the DRS, try to push him inside, and I take the outside, give him space, and I secure the outside position. And I go around the outside to secure the pole position in this race. Yeah, I just accelerate out and get about a 0.7 of a second gap. And you can see there, by the end of this race, these tires have already been compromised. They're about to be 19 lap, or not 19, my bad, 15 laps old ish, around there. But they are already worn about halfway, so I'm gonna start to see a loss of grip, especially in these next couple of laps around the middle sector. I'm going to see a lot of a loss of grip. I don't know how to say that. You say that pretty quickly. I don't know. You can probably do it better than me. But a lot of a loss of grip. in this in these final couple of laps. Fast forward, I believe, yeah, right there you can see there's a lot of grip that's being lost. So I put the differential to about 30 and keep the brake bias at a minimum. Norris goes past me here. So we lost the position, as you can see the engineer right there. And I knew I just had it better in the turns, better than Norris. On the straight line speed, I believe I had not that much, unless I was behind him using DRS and DRS. I'm pretty sure I could have caught up to him. But in the turns, not necessarily the middle sector, but on the first and second turn, I believe I did really good in those turns. So I try to use those turns to maximize the distance between me and Norris. You can see Verstappen's going to start creeping back a little bit as he is 8 seconds behind, or about 9 seconds behind. And you'll continue to see me and Norris keep on battling it out, especially on this first turn, as this is a really big DRS zone. So you're gonna see him try to come around the outside here. I try to squeeze him out to the outside and hold the inside line as I do right here, and I get the exit here. I still managed to get DRS. I don't know how, but he also has DRS, I believe. So from here, it was just a battle on and off of who was going to get the overtake in that first turn, especially that big DRS zone. Throughout here, it wasn't as bad, but on the long straights, like the starting straight, that was a big point in the race, and also the first corner was the big point. Norris still about 4/10 behind me, so he's pretty close behind. It's gonna be a race for the pole position between Ferrari and McLaren. McLaren boys and the Ferrari boys. So we'll see in the end who will hold the position, who had the better strategy from here on out. I try to use battery to get my nose just ahead, just so he doesn't overtake, as I get slightly, because of the tire wear, just slightly wide, but those back markers are really killing him now. They're just constantly blocking his way, so those back markers were really hitting. As you can see, the gap goes to about 1.2-ish seconds, about 1 second, just because of the back markers that were in his way. So I was glad that I wasn't back there and rather up here. And so, with 2 laps left in this race, I had high hopes that Norris couldn't catch up, but again, we were on the same tire with the same strategy. It was just all up to who was the better driver, better driving, and better line in this race. Both had significant tire wear in this race, so as we come around to lap 35, he is still about 8 seconds behind me. I'm starting to take turns a little slower now as the wear start to feel. I'm starting to begin to feel the wear in the tires as I am going wide, especially on this second turn here. I'm catching up. I think that's Hulkenberg right there, catching up to him. I don't know if that is Hulkenberg. I might be wrong. Might be Bortoletto, but we'll see when we catch up. But still, Norris maintaining. I mean, he's slowing down now, as you can see, a 1.5-ish gap. I'm pretty sure those back markers are probably killing him. Or maybe the tire wears. We'll never know. But rounding out to 1.25-ish laps left in the race, I had high hopes that we were going to secure this pole position, and I was going to be extremely happy with this race. But it could also all go wrong here. So, rounding out the second to last lap, now on lap 36, this is the final lap, and as you can see, the engineer tells me to don't want to push too hard. I still got a somewhat comfortable lead here. So I put my setting to a hot lap so I can push with all this car's got left in it. You can see Norris now pushing really hard as he brings that gap down around 4/10 in just one turn. And he loses about 4/10 in one turn. But as you can see, overtaking black marker, there is Hulkenberg. Yeah, I was right the first time. Hulkenberg is in front, rounding out, going through the second sector of this final lap. Just pushing really hard. Get nice, work our way down the gear. Try not to get too much on the curb, as you can spin out if you are on the accelerator and you get too much curb. Go a little wide here, wider than usual. It still works out, and as you can see, Norris now creeping up. He's 4 tenths behind me. Will this be a race to the finish? I take a nice clean line in fifth gear, going down, gets the time back up to about 6 tenths, about 7 tenths, and I knew I had it in the bag here. And that is going to be a win around the Austrian Grand Prix for Ferrari, for Charles Leclerc. That's going to be our first place. This was an amazing race. Everybody in this race was amazing. Right there, driver of the day. Honestly, amazing race. Thanks to the people who have been watching, subscribing. Really thank you guys for everything you've done. Really good race from Ferrari. Thanks to all the engineers and the pit crew. There's Verstappen right there in third. I hope you guys enjoyed this race as much as I enjoyed this race too, racing it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye. Yes. Yes. There's my boy.